Arlington has won the Super 8 Massachusetts State Championship.
From the Kozlowski Gymnasium here on the campus of Arlington High School, ACMi Sports presents Arlington High School Boys Varsity Basketball. Tonight, the Spy Ponders of Arlington High School host the Tanners of Woburn High School. Hello everyone, I'm Don Phelan. I'm joined by Rob Anthony. Alex Van Dong is the man behind the camera tonight. And we bring you this Middlesex League action between the Ponders and the Tanners. Spy Ponders come into tonight's game with a record of 8-3 overall. They are 7-2 in league play. The Tanners of Woburn High School come into the game with a record of 3-8 overall. They are 3-6 in league action. And of course, Rob, the big story of tonight's game is Woburn beat Arlington back on December 14th by a score of 54-51. They were led in that game by senior Ryan Ludwig, who had 21 of the 54 Woburn points. Unfortunately for Ryan and Coach Tom Sullivan and the rest of the Tanners, he broke 2 bones in his hand and has been out missing some games, and he's out for at least another 3 weeks. So he will not be playing into tonight's game, and that should bode well for the Ponders.
Ludwig is an experienced player, as we know, Don, and he's a shooter and a real leader on this team. These Woburn Tanners made it to the division semifinals last year. They played up in Worcester, and Ludwig was one of the key players in that run, and to have him down tonight is a big blow. They'll miss not only his play but his leadership for the Ponders. It's a great opportunity, though, to step up play, take care of business, and maybe even get some more players playing time this evening. We'll see.
Of course, Belmont right now is leading the Middlesex League. And Arlington, Rob, you mentioned me before the contest that Arlington is in a 3-way tie for second. So a win tonight and maybe some luck across the league, and maybe Arlington getting sole possession. Of course, Arlington also looking to see if Belmont could maybe slip up. Arlington plays Belmont in the final home game of the season. I think it's on February 12th. So Arlington needs at least one more Belmont loss to have a chance at a tie for the league title.
Arlington is 7-2. Belmont is 9-0. So Arlington will need a little bit of help. But if they get that help, then they have a chance to move into a tie in the last game. Arlington's in a 3-way tie with Lexington and Wakefield. Lexington is idle tonight. Wakefield plays at Watertown. Interesting note, Wakefield's next game is against Belmont. So if Arlington takes care of business tonight, they can solidify second place or move into second place, perhaps, depending on how Wakefield does this evening.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Arlington beat Wakefield earlier in the season. Trying to take a look. They did. They won 57-53 back here on the 8th of January. And Arlington has 2 road games next week at Burlington on Tuesday and at Lexington. So that game at Lexington next Friday will be a big game as far as the league standings are concerned.
So if Arlington, if you want to have the reputation of being a school that travels well, head over to Lexington and cheer the boys on. It's an important game.
Now we will have our starting lineups. Coach Sullivan for Woburn was a little cryptic in his starting 5. He gave us a couple of the starters, and we await the announcement of them right now as we fill it out. As you have number 10, Dylan McLaughlin. Now, McLaughlin was the second leading scorer in that game against Arlington back in December, so he's a player probably that Arlington will focus on defensively. Now you have number 5, Kevin Barry. Number 3, Kyle Bennett. Number 12, Ryan Quayle. And number 24, Anthony Morales. As I mentioned, head coach of the Tanners in his 13th season is Tom Sullivan. And now we have the starting lineup for the Spy Ponders. There'll be no surprises in the starting 5 for Arlington, the same 5 that have begun the last few games. Number 1, sophomore guard Brendan McNamara. Number 23, senior forward, Senior McGilvery. Now the tri-captains for the Spy Ponders, number 0, Nick Corrales. Number 10, senior forward, James Gascoigne. Gascoigne closing in on 1,000 points for his career. I believe he's within 50 or 60 points, I was told before the game. So he probably is not going to get that tonight, but coming up in the next couple weeks, look for James Gascoigne to join the 1,000-point club for the Spy Ponders and have his name put up there on the 1,000-point banner. And rounding out the starting 5 for your Ponders is number 24, Sam Swift. Head coach of the Spy Ponders in his 11th season is John Bowler. He's assisted by Jackie Woods, Kevin Lentini, Connor Bishop, and the head of basketball operations for the Spy Ponders is Tim Schuler. And now we'll have the playing of our national anthem. And as Alex, if you could just zoom in a little bit below the flag there, the padding underneath that basket, which Arlington will be shooting at in the first half and Woburn in the second half. Fantastic that Arlington is doing something involving cancer fundraising, but the way that they have that, isn't that a little distracting and mesmerizing to you at all? I just find that a little bit, I don't know, kind of.
I think so. Those are little cards. It's Coaches for Cancer Night, and
Right.
each one of the little cards represents a donation. But the way that it's been organized, it almost seems like it would kind of move a little bit as you kind of looked at it.
Like almost like an optical illusion.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. If I'm Woburn, I don't know if I'd want to be shooting into that, shooting key free throws in the second half.
Right.
But,
They have enough problems without Ludwig tonight. We're
Right.
trying to cast a spell.
Right. Yep. So something that caught my eye as the national anthem was being played, and now they're meeting with the folks at the clock, making sure everything's okay. The horn went off during the national anthem, so I don't know if there's a problem. Gonna have to reset the game clock to 8 minutes, and we should be ready to go.
So we saw a very exciting JV game tonight, and it came down to the wire. Luca Ruggiero hit a layup that rolled around the rim and fell in with 1 second left to give Arlington a 51-50 win.
JV's improved to 9-2 overall. They've won 7 straight. Tip is controlled by the Spy Ponders. They'll have the first possession of this ball game. Again, the starting 5 for Arlington: Nick Corrales, Brendan McNamara, James Gascoigne, who takes a jump shot from just inside the arc and hits Sam Swift and Stephen McGilvery. Gascoigne has the first 2 points of the ball game for the Ponders.
Second straight game, Gascoigne's first 2 points have come from a little bit deep.
Looks like that might have been a travel by Woburn, but instead a nice little bounce pass. And number 12, Ryan Qualey, hits the short jump shot. Inside to McGilvery, Gascoigne foul line jump shot this time, and he's 2 for 2.
Looks like Woburn is playing his own, and Gascoigne's found the soft spot in the 2-1-2 and hasn't disappointed.
4-2 Arlington just underway here at the Kozlowski Gymnasium. Now a little left-hand drive there, no good. Rebound fought for. Qualey comes up with it for the Tanners. They'll reset the offense. This is Dylan McLaughlin. He's probably going to be the focal point of the Woburn offense. Number 10. Little turnaround shot there by Kevin Barry. Rolls around and he gets the soft touch.
Nice shot by Barry, getting into the paint for the second straight possession for Woburn. Coach Bowler can't like penetration.
Both teams have scored in their opening possessions. We're tied at 4, 6.5 minutes remaining first quarter. Swift is going to take a 3. That's going to be off to the left. Rebound fought for McGilvery, able to come up with the loose ball for the Ponders. Woburn unable to corral that rebound, and good hustle by Stephen McGilvery.
Woburn back to the man-to-man.
First miss of the game for Arlington. McNamara into the traffic, got bottled up, got it to Swift. Swift strong to the hole, lays it up and in.
Nice play by Sam Swift, very heads up and aggressive, and he's rewarded for his assertiveness.
6-4 Arlington. Coast to coast goes Bennett, and he's fouled on the play.
So this is the kind of game where the spawners really want to hop on Woburn and take care of business. The longer Woburn hangs around, it's too early to call that, of course, the more confidence they're going to get. They've scored now on each of their first 3 possessions. Not something that the Pawners are happy about right now.
Bennett, the captain of this Tanner team, hits the first free throw. 1 of 2 for Kyle Bennett. And the Spy Pawners lead at 6-5. Looks like a 1-3-1. Now looks like they come out of it and a matchup zone by the Tanners.
Looks like a little matchup zone.
On the shot clock for Arlington. McNamara baseline drive, lost control, but Gascoigne comes up with it and has 3 baskets in 3 shots.
Between Swift and Gascoigne, the Spy Pawners have a real size advantage underneath. They're doing work at the rim. We'll watch that as the game progresses.
8-5 Arlington, 5:10 remaining. Now that was a pass that just had no chance of getting through 3 Arlington players there defensively. I think McGilvery was the one that got a hand on it to knock it away. Gascoigne's feeling it tonight. That one's around and out. His first miss of the ball game, and Arlington continues to lead 8-5. 3 minutes played first quarter. A little bounce pass there. That was not intended for Quayle, but he comes up with it. And the ball is saved here at midcourt. No backcourt violation. Corrales fighting for it. Comes up with it. Gascoigne's ahead of the pack. And great play there. And great hustle. I believe that's Barry, who took it away from James and then tried to save it from going out of bounds, but it would be Arlington ball.
Nice aggressive play by Nick Corrales at half court, getting that turnover. He's a tough defender, and you don't want him in your grill.
Now they're going to determine that that Barry possessed that ball, but then he lost it out of bounds, so Arlington will get a full 30 on the shot clock. McNamara will take this 3 around and out. McGilvery fought for the rebound, couldn't come up with it. It's Morales with it for the Tanners.
Arlington playing aggressive man-to-man defense, denying 1 pass away. Woburn having some trouble with it.
A little floater in the lane there, and McGilvery will pick up the foul.
There's a saying in basketball, let the ball find the shot. Woburn is trying to let the ball find the shot, but they're not finding it. They're not finding it easy against this tough man-to-man.
McGilvery picks up the foul, his first, second on the team. Kyle Bennett, no love there on the free throws. It rolls around and out. Spy Pawners with substitutions. Number 35, Jelani Joshua, and number 5, Elan Signs Grant check into the lineup, replacing Nick Corrales and Stephen McGilvery. Bennett hits 1 of 2, and a timeout taken by Woburn.
Spoke to the coaches before the game. Woburn is billed as a team that plays hard. The second straight game, the Pawners have played against a team with not a winning record, but tries to kind of be physical and gum it up a little bit. So far, however, I haven't seen that physicality from the Woburn Tanners. Not a lot of resistance on defense. On the other side of the ball, the Pawners don't seem to be very active on offense. There's not a lot of motion. Maybe that's because they've had an easy time finding their shots.
And I'd like to thank the coach of the Arlington High School cheerleading squad who has forwarded me the roster. As you just saw, the cheerleaders do a little mid-game in the middle of the quarter there, stunt, if you will. So we have seniors Sophia Tiezzi, Jackie Adragna, Megan Mignanelli, Kara Smith, Elia Hill, Faith Griffin, juniors Antonio Delarusso, Molly Hankinson, Sarah Santasuaso, sophomore Sophie Mincello, Vivian Ruiz, Cami Patterson, Eleanor Krigsman, and Ave Morales. And freshman on the roster is Amanda Johnson. So thank you to the coaches for sending that information to us, and thank you, girls, for all the hard work and preparation you do to entertain the crowd during timeouts and between quarters and at halftime. Thank you very much.
They do a great job. They bring a lot of fun to the game. Ponder's not having fun right here. Ball goes out of bounds off of Sinez Grant, and then we have a foul on the inbounds play.
And that foul did go against Elan. That's his first and the third on the team. Now Woburn able to hit the home run pass, but unable to connect on it was Morales. He missed the layup, and the Ponders catch a break there.
if you're Woburn, you're not going to get a whole lot of chances at the hoop, at the rim better than that. Those have to go down.
Well-designed play by Coach Sullivan and the staff of the Tanners, but play can only work if it goes in the hole, and Ponders caught a break there. Ponders lead at 8-6, a little more than halfway through the first quarter. A little short jump shot there by McNamara is no good. Woburn looking to tie or take the lead with a 3 here. 3:26 to go. Number 33, Thomas Skeffington, had checked into the Woburn lineup. And it looks like it went off the Woburn leg. Indeed it did. Who was it? That was Swift maybe? That got a hand on it.
I think it was Swift.
And was able to knock it off of Dylan McLaughlin's leg and out of bounds. It'll be Ponder ball as number 20, Philip Cherry Jr. checks into the lineup, and he replaces Sam Swift.
Spy Ponder is very active defensively, both with their feet and their hands. Like McNamara's shoes here. Bright pink, he and Swift are sporting a look.
Seven on the shot clock for Arlington. McNamara's going to take a pull-up baseline jump shot, and he hits it for his first bucket of the game.
Sweet shot for McNamara, second straight good look he's gotten. And then he gets the steal, good feed underneath.
And Signs Grant lays it in, and Woburn takes another timeout. So Elan Signs Grant, not known for his offense, but he was in the right places at the right time as the Arlington pressure causes the turnover. McNamara with the steal, the nice bounce pass, and Signs Grant laid it in.
Pressure is the word of the night for the Spy Ponders. Defensively, they're causing a lot of problems for Woburn, and 2 out of the last 3 possessions have done a good job turning defense into offense.
And Coach Sullivan forced to use a second timeout. You have 2:33 remaining in the first quarter, and he's already had to use 2 of his allotted 5, and I'm sure that's something he'd rather not do, but he also probably doesn't want to let this game slip away early, knowing that Arlington is a tough place to play. And for those of you at home, tonight Arlington is riding a 49-game regular season home consecutive winning streak, so they are looking to garner win number 50 in a row. And I would imagine that with a streak like that, someone like James Gascoigne as a senior, he's never lost a regular season game here at home.
That's amazing.
It really is.
And tremendous.
The Ponders lead at 12-6, 2.5 minutes remaining opening quarter.
Ponders picking up full court with a little trap. Woburn handled it.
Arguably, this might be one of Arlington's quicker teams. Of course, Nick Corrales, a quick defender himself, but with Philip Cherry Jr. in there, and Signs Grant and Jelani Joshua, could be Arlington's quickest team, except for Nick Corrales. And that's got to be a push-off there, and indeed it is, as Anthony Morales is called for a player control foul.
Another great defensive possession by Arlington, and if you're Woburn, you need to take a page out of the Arlington book and bring pressure yourself, because they're going to have a hard time with this Ponder defense.
Got a chance to talk to Ryan Ludwig before the game. He still has about 3 weeks before he even goes and sees the doctor, which would only leave him a couple of games left in the season. Arlington turns it over there. By that time, it might be too little too late for Woburn with a record of 3-8. If they lose a few more games, they'll be out of contention for a playoff berth. And that's unfortunate, you know, especially in a sport like basketball when you lose your best player.
Yeah.
There's only 5 out there at once. It's not like football where maybe you can, you know, survive a little bit with some depth as Bennett goes to the hole and lays it in. But yeah, you lose a guy who scores 20 points a game in a high school basketball team. That's a tough beat and tough to come back from.
Too bad for all of them, and he's a very good player. He's got a great shot and is a good leader.
McNamara from way downtown in the corner goes high, and James is out of bounds when he saved it. It'll be Woburn ball.
If you're Arlington, you've started to get a little bit of separation and maybe start to feel comfortable in this game. What you don't want to do is start getting a little comfortable to where you start taking bad shots and getting out of your offense.
Nice little dump pass there.
Because Woburn is in fact hanging around.
That was Bennett on the pass, and Skeffington with the lay-in cuts the Arlington lead down to 2. 12-10 coming up on the final minute of the first quarter. Gascoigne, top of the circle, is going to take the 3. front rim, goes up and over. Joshua now down low, and he lays it in. I think it was Science Grant that saved that for the Ponders, and Joshua gets the lay-in.
That was a good look by Science Grant.
Ponders by 4 with 40 seconds to go. Nice job by Woburn with a great pass, and the ball never hit the floor. They broke the Arlington press, and again, Morales can't cash it in. That's 2 missed layups for Morales. Joshua down low again. He recoils. No. Gascoigne with the rebound. He goes up and under, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Too bad for Woburn. They did do a great job handling that press, and they got overextended on offense, and the Ponders came right back and got a couple shots in deep. Nobody able to hit the bunnies on that sequence, but Gascoigne will have his shot at 2 here.
Now at 26.1 seconds remaining, shot clock will be off, and wholesale substitutions for the Ponders. Nick Corrales back into the lineup. And for the first time, Joey Pazia, number 21, into the game. For the first time tonight, also number 10, Miles Hess. And Steve McGilvery's at the scores table. He'll check in for Gascoigne after Gascoigne makes this free throw, but he didn't. The rebound is fought for. Philip Cherry tried to track it down. Sure, Coach Bowler wanted McGilvery in there so James could get a little bit of rest between the first and second quarters, and also make sure that he doesn't pick up a cheap foul here in these final 10 seconds of the quarter. Shot clock off. Great play by Woburn, and on a cut, Bennett lays it in on the feed from Morales. 2 seconds left. James is going to loft it from deep. Comes up a little bit short, and that will be the end of the first quarter. The score at the end of 1 is Arlington 15 and Woburn 12.
Good quarter of basketball there. If you're Woburn, you're happy to be hanging around, and that was a great last possession by them, just cutting through the Arlington defense like a hot knife through butter and getting a bucket at the rim.
Yeah, we've seen some good passing by Woburn. The possession before that they didn't score on, they went 1, 2, 3, 4 passes, I think it was, and could have resulted in, and it should have resulted in a basket. It was an easy lay-in, but Morales missed it. So Arlington, I think some teams are realizing, you know, the way to beat a press is not by dribbling through it,
right.
Especially with the quick Arlington players. You're going to get in trouble. So the method to beat it was just as you saw there with Woburn, passing it, cross court, go one way, go the other way, keep the defense moving, and that was an impressive zone press break by the Tanners.
Tanners have had some success when they've moved the ball side to side, and that's there are stats that show in basketball that when a team crosses the kind of an imaginary mid-court line a lot, side to side, their shooting percentage goes way, way up. On the Ponder side, they've had some open shots and they've been hitting the shots, but I see the ball getting stuck a little bit on offense. And if you're Coach Bull or Coach Woods, I think you're going to want to see the ball move a little bit like Woburn.
So we begin the second quarter here from the Kozlowski Gymnasium. Don Phelan along with Rob Anthony, Alex Van Thong, our cameraman. And the Ponders lead it by a score of 15-12. Seven on the shot clock, a little flip shot there by Barry, no good. Ponders looking to come the other way.
Got to move that ball.
McGilvery's going to take a little pull-up jump shot, and he nails it. Let's see what we have here. Somebody lost a piece of equipment. It looks like Joey Pazia, and that will be adjusted. First basket of the game for McGilvery. McGilvery doesn't shoot a lot, but when he does, he's been effective, especially these last few games. Yeah,
he likes that shot from the left-hand side, the little 10, 12-footer. He says he's been shooting it since he was a little kid and knows what to do with it. He had the 18-footer there and stepped in and found his favorite spot on the floor, swish.
Great defense by Philip Cherry Jr. tracking the Woburn player down the sideline, caused the ball to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Tanners. Arlington the ball on the turnover. Up 5, played 1 minute so far here in the second quarter. Hess lost control of it, but able to regain it. 10 on the shot clock. Corrales baseline drive goes around the back, flips it up. Ooh, beautiful move by Nick. Couldn't get the roll. Now the ball's loose. Woburn player bottled up by Arlington, but he maintained his composure. Now Woburn breaks the press, and going strong to the basket is Bennett, and he is fouled by Miles Hess. That was a good foul by Miles as Arlington was out of sorts defensively, and Bennett was going to go to the basket for the lay-in, and Hess says you're going to make him earn those two at the line.
Woburn has a nose for the hoop. They know how to pass the ball in the open court and try to get to the rim. And on each one of their possessions, they dive for the rim, and if they're blocked, they kick, and the next guy dives for the rim, and they just haven't been able to convert at the rim.
Bennett just 2 of 5 from the line. He's had his chances, and he continues at the 50% clip. He has 7, high score of the game for Woburn. Arlington substitution, Sam Swift back into the lineup. And checking into the lineup for the first time today is number 4, Will Clifford. Now remember, Will just came back on Tuesday from a broken collarbone. Talked to Will before the game. He says he has to still be a little bit careful. If he falls on it, he could re-injure it. So he has to be a little bit careful. But good to see him back into the Arlington lineup on Tuesday and checking in here tonight. Woburn with the steal. Again, Arlington had used up a lot of shot clock in that possession. A little flip shot there is no good. We're going to have a held ball situation, and on the alternating possession rule, it will be Arlington ball.
Last possession, Woburn started out in what looked like kind of a little man-to-man or a matchup zone, turned into a full 2-on-2, and I think Arlington was slow to recognize what the defense was throwing at them. Yep. Ran the clock down.
Yeah, I think they're staying with this little 1-2-2 matchup. McGilvery tried to get it into the post to Pazia. The pass did not connect. It'll be Woburn ball. .5:47 remaining, second quarter. Arlington holding on to a 4-point lead, 17-13. Here's McLaughlin, held scoreless so far tonight, and now he has his first bucket of the game. Sam Swift for 3, it's long. Good rebound by Bennett. Here comes McLaughlin the other way. Great hands by Corrales. Again, Corrales with the hands. He gets the steal. Great defense, Nick Corrales. Corrales to the basket. Gets it to Clifford. Clifford lays it up. No. McGilvery with the rebound. He puts it up. No. Rebound fought for. Corrales comes up with it for Arlington. Swift for 3. No. And now going to have a rebounding foul against Woburn. I believe it's going to be on Anthony Morales. And boy, Arlington had their chances there, and what a great job they did on the offensive glass, but couldn't get anything to fall.
That was an exciting sequence, and Swift had his shot as well, but the Spy Ponders will retain possession.
Arlington will take that open look for Sam for 3 or any chance they can. Now James Gascoigne back into the Arlington lineup. Ponders only by 2. 5 minutes remaining opening half. Swift baseline drive, bottled up, good double team there by Woburn. As when Sam spun back into the middle of the paint, there was another Woburn player there waiting for him. Double team caused the turnover. 3-point shot by McLaughlin, and Woburn has the lead. And Coach Bowler takes time out.
Unreal. Coach Bowler can't be happy about this. A few bad possessions in a row for the Spy Ponders, and on the other side, Woburn is starting to gain confidence.
As they should. They've had a little run here to take their first lead of the game. They had tied at 2 and tied at 4. Woburn never had the lead, and that 3-point shot by Dylan McLaughlin, who had been quiet up until now, but back-to-back buckets by the sophomore McLaughlin has given the Tanners a 1-point lead with 4:44 to go in the opening half.
I think the Tanner's zone seems to be giving the Spy Ponders a little bit of a problem now. And early on in the ball game, the man-to-man wasn't all that aggressive, but they're playing a very aggressive zone. And when the ball gets to the middle, they're collapsing down on the ball and double teaming the ball, and they're getting some turnovers. And Coach Bowler has to find an answer for that.
Yep, Arlington has been using a lot of time on the shot clock, but they've been getting good shots for the most part. A couple turnovers, as you mentioned, and the shots haven't been falling yet, and they will soon.
Well, they got their primary ball handlers back in the ball game, yeah. So trying to put an end to this turnover stuff.
Yeah, Arlington has gone back to their original starting 5. Nick Corrales, Brendan McNamara, James Gascoigne, Sam Swift, and Stephen McGilvery. McGilvery, strong move to the basket. No love there on the rollout. Ponders find themselves down by 1, coming up on the halfway point of the second quarter. Here's Skeffington. Bennett lays it in. Boy, 3 Arlington players collapsed on Kyle Bennett, but he was able to get that shot off off the window and got the hoop. Big basket there for the Tanners. Nice shot by Bennett. Ponders with their largest deficit. Gascoigne trying to tie it, and he does just that.
Big shot by James Gascoigne. The Ponders really needed a bucket there. Senior captain delivers.
Tied at 20 with 3:48 remaining in the second quarter.
Woburn's been running a little,
Gascoigne got a hand in there, makes the steal. One-on-one against Quayle. No, McGilvery came crashing in. Gascoigne puts it up. No, I gotta say before the shot, a foul against Woburn. Foul's going again against number 12, Ryan Quayle. Now each team with 4 first-half team fouls. Miles Hess back into the Ponder lineup, replacing Nick Corrales. For Quayle, his first, and as I mentioned, the 4th on the team. Inside Gascoigne in the paint, pull-up jump shot, and he has 2 more.
Wow. James Gascoigne really changes the ballgame, doesn't he? The Ponders did not really survive his stint on the bench, but he's come in and turned the tables.
3:18 remaining. Arlington regains the lead, 22-20. Opening half here from the Kozlowski Gymnasium. McLaughlin got it closely by McNamara. That's a tough shot there. 3-pointer no good by Bennett. Arlington retrieves the ball in the corner. Hess fakes, baseline drive, and they're going to get Kyle Bennett with a pushing foul, team's 5th. Woburn will go to the bench. Morales back in. Quayle back out. That was the first foul committed by Bennett. Hess baseline pass to Gascoigne. Gascoigne works hard, gets it off. No, follows it up. Count the basket, and James Gascoigne will go to the line with a chance for a 3-point play.
Last 7 points for the Spy Ponders have come from James Gascoigne. Good look by Miles Hess, finding him underneath and getting the ball there with a kind of a nifty little bounce pass.
Yeah, that had a long way to travel, and he was able to get it through. James unable to complete the 3-point play. McGilvery fighting for the rebound, knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Tanner ball. Significant foul there, too, for the Tanners. That's their 6th team foul. It was Skeffington's first, but now Arlington will be in the bonus for the duration of the first half. And Arlington goes to the double team in the corner. We've been able to wriggle out of it. McGilvery will pick that pass off. Great defense by Arlington. Here comes McNamara to the basket. He's fouled on the play. He'll go to the line for a 1-and-1.
I get flashbacks to football season, seeing McGilvery catch that ball. He's a wide receiver and a linebacker, and we've seen a lot of that on Pierce Field. Good to see it here in the gym tonight. You're not getting the ball over his hands.
Yeah, you could just see that he was tracking that down the whole way. He was going to get to it. So now big free throws here for Arlington. Brendan McNamara converts the front end of the 1-and-1. One of 2. McGilvery does a great job on the offensive glass, and Arlington will get another possession out of this. There they go. Gascoigne tried to get it to Stephen. That pass did not work. Arlington has rattled off 7 straight. Maybe more than that.
Could be 8.
Nice little move there to the basket. Count it. And Ryan Quayle will go to the line with a chance for a 3-point play.
Woburn's had success with a weave. They keep on weaving in the middle of the floor until somebody gets the shot. Nice little floater there.
Now they have that on the board as foul number 3 on Sam Swift. I don't know that could be. Arlington with only 5 team fouls. I can't imagine that Sam has 3. No, they changed that now. They gave that foul to Brendan McNamara, his first. 5th on the team. Arlington still with 1 more to give here in the final 2:10 of the first half. 25-22 Ponders. Inside to Gascoigne, and they're going to get the big fella, number 45, who just checked into the Woburn lineup. That's Pat Allen, the senior, and he's called for a blocking foul. It was just going to be a tough matchup for Pat Allen athletically. I mean, size-wise, he can probably bang with James, but James was in position to make a good move there to score, and Pat Allen commits the foul.
Gascoigne did a very nice job getting position on the block. He he started at the high post and he dove to the low post and had a very wide base. And if he gets the ball in deep like that, there's not a whole lot Woburn's going to be able to do.
16 first half points, 16 of the 27 Arlington points for James Gascoigne. Now a good double team here in the corner for Arlington. Woburn player in trouble, and he's able to knock it off the leg of Stephen McGilvery was Kyle Bennett. Now quickly getting to the scorer's table is Thomas Skeffington, and he replaces Pat Allen.
Woburn did a nice job early against the Arlington press, but not lately. They're trying to dribble the ball through the press and not pass the ball through the press. And as you pointed out, Don, that's just not going to work.
Hess with the steal from behind. The ball's loose on the ground. Gascoigne might have got away with a travel there. And that ball locked out of bounds, last touch by Woburn. So when Gascoigne gathered that loose ball, he rolled with it. And I don't think the officials maybe got a good look at it, as there was a lot going on. And I think Arlington might have got away with one there. Well, the horn sounds, but they should continue to play. Gascoigne, power move, got it stripped away. Corrales anticipating the dribble move by the Woburn player. Now Woburn player is down. Skeffington, he's back up. Down low to McGilvery, and the play is very frantic right now. And Woburn comes up with a loose ball. We have number 11 in the lineup is Joseph Gattuso for the Tanners.
Great nose for the ball that time by Corrales, but a little rugby game broke out there for a bit.
Yeah, there was a lot going on, and none of it good for either team, really. Now a little pull-up jump shot by Bennett is short. Swift with the rebound. Minute 10 to go, first half. Arlington 27, Woburn 22. Gascoigne, foul line pull-up jump shot is good. And James Gascoigne is feeling it tonight. He has 18 of Arlington's 29 first half points.
And his shot really is sweet. He's doing it from all parts of the basketball court. He's hit a three, he's hit a couple from the foul line, and he's done work in the low post. James Gascoigne doing work.
Hess picks up the reach and foul. He seems like kind of a quiet kid, and his reaction to that call was kind of that he didn't do it. And so, again, sometimes those plays, when you go for those steals, can have the appearance of a foul, and I'm sure he's probably got away with a couple, so that time they got him for one. But now Arlington again with the pressure defense. They try to knock it off Swift's leg. Instead, Arlington comes up with a steal. McNamara has the ball knocked out of his hands. It'll remain Arlington ball.
So you get the feeling that if Woburn can get the ball on their side of the court into the attacking zone, they're going to be just fine.
That should be a shot clock reset there for Arlington. They have it at 24. 48 seconds remaining in the half. Arlington by 7. Here's Gascoigne, dribbled it into a couple of players. Woburn able to double team him and come up with the steal. Here's Gattuso, kicks it back out for Barry for 3, and he's got it. Big basket there for Kevin Barry, and Arlington now leads it by 4. Pretty much the shot clock and game clock are lined up, and Arlington can hold for a final shot here. They lead by 4.
Woburn back in their zone.
And a steal, maybe a travel there too by Woburn. Woburn now with the chance for last shot, and Corrales picks up the reach and foul, and tough break there for Arlington. Nick went for the steal, didn't get the benefit of the call, and now that puts Arlington over the limit, and that's going to put McLaughlin at the line for a 1-and-1.
Nick thought he picked his pocket clean, and from up here it looked like he might have, although we don't have the best angle, and the officials did.
Yeah, kind of a risky play there for Nick with Arlington having 16 fouls. When you have 4 or 5, you can go for that, but with 6, you run the risk of this. But fortunately for Arlington, McLaughlin unable to hit the 1-and-1. So now we have 6 seconds to go. Let's see if Arlington can get off a final shot. McNamara pull-up jumper. Yes! With 2 seconds to go, and the clock will run out. Brendan McNamara hits the pull-up jumper to give the Spy Ponders 2 more points in their halftime lead.
Great play that time by McNamara. Really heads up. I thought maybe they were going to call timeout and try to run a play, but coach let McNamara do it himself. He went coast to coast and delivered.
Arlington doubles their lead. They led by 3 after 1, and they lead it by 6 at the half. The score at the end of the first half: Arlington 31, Woburn 25. Rob and I will be back with second half action.
My name is Max DeLuca, and if you're interested in pursuing a career in sports media, come on down to Studio B at 892 Mass Ave in Arlington.
And we're back here at the Kozlowski Gymnasium getting ready for second half action between the Spy Ponders of Arlington High School and the Tanners of Woburn High School. I'm Don Phelan, joined by Rob Anthony. Alex Van Thong is our cameraman tonight. And the Spy Ponders lead it by a score of 31-25. And Rob, you mentioned to me at the half off camera here, a little bit surprised that Woburn, without Ryan Ludwig, their leading scorer, and someone who scored 21 points in the first matchup between these two teams not playing, that Woburn's doing a nice job of hanging around in this game.
Absolutely, Don. You know, sometimes when a star player is gone, the rest of the team rallies and steps up, and they bring emotion. And if they have some success, they can see that basket open up, and that's what's happening to Woburn here. And all of a sudden, the Ponders, although they're up 6, they're in a little bit of a game.
Spy Ponders led 15-12 after 1, so even though the game is close, Arlington was able actually to double their lead, and they lead it by 6 as we get ready for second half action.
Well, a big story for the Spy Ponders, I think, is the plus-minus of James Gascoigne. When he's been on the bench, they've struggled. When he's been in the game, they've had a lot of success.
James had 18 of Arlington's 31 first half points. Woburn ball to begin the second half. Arlington with their starting 5 of number 0, Nick Corrales, number 1, Brendan McNamara, number 14, James Gascoigne, number 23, Stephen McGilvery, number 24, Sam Swift. 5 on the shot clock for the Tanners. Good defensive here. Possession for Arlington. Shot is forced by McLaughlin. He had to take it through the shot clock running down. Now McNamara's bottled up. Going to be a held ball, and on the alternating possession rule, it will be Arlington ball.
McNamara looking for early offense there, pressing the issue, and good job by Woburn getting back down court.
Woburn with the same 5 in their lineup that began the game. And then McNamara for a top of the key 3, no. Woburn unable to get that rebound. Gascoigne comes up with a little flip shot, no. McGilvery comes up with it, no. Rebound fought for, and now I think they're going to get Gascoigne on a rebounding foul. Tough breaks there for the Ponders. Couldn't get anything to fall as they were dominating the offensive glass, and indeed they do get James with the foul. So the Woburn 5, number 3, Kyle Bennett, number 5, Kevin Barry, number 12, Ryan Quayle, number 24, Anthony Morales, and number 10 here with the basketball is Dylan McLaughlin. Sophomore sensation hits a 3.
Dylan McLaughlin from way deep. I'm not sure the Spy Ponders were expecting that. Gave him a little room, and he took it.
They only had given him credit for 2 on the scoreboard, but now the other point does go up. 3-pointer there. That foul committed by Gascoigne earlier, that was just his first. In the game on Tuesday night, James was in a little bit of foul trouble. So no first half foul trouble for Gascoigne. But for Woburn, some serious foul trouble for number 24, Anthony Morales. He has to check out of the Woburn lineup, and he just picked up his 4th foul. And we've only played 1:17 into the third quarter.
I thought last week against Reading, Gascoigne might have been getting a little bit frustrated. Tonight, he's just bringing the action.
Most of his points really have been from the foul line and beyond. And now McGilvery will commit a foul that looked a lot worse than it really was intended to be. Gascoigne talking to the official about being held. And,
this game is picking up in intensity already in the second half. Both teams maybe getting a little chippy, a lot of aggressiveness. It's kind of fun.
So Arlington trying to avenge an early season loss to these Tanners back on December 14th. Arlington with one of 2 league losses to the Tanners. Brendan McNamara will pick up the foul. That's his second. Arlington quickly picking up 3 team fouls in the first 2 minutes of this third quarter. And this is, I think this is Bennett at the line for 2.
Bennett's got a very sweet shot. Good for him on the free throw, and there was Bennett that hit that 3 a minute ago. Was it not? Was that Bennett?
I believe it was McLaughlin.
Oh, was that McLaughlin?
Yeah.
Got a couple of players with a sweet stroke.
Yeah, they do. Bennett hits both free throws. He was 1 of 2 on 3 trips to the line earlier, so he was 3 for 6 in the first half. He's now 5 for 8 at the line. 2 big free throws there, and the Arlington lead is now cut down to 1. Corrales kicks it to McNamara, and he nails a 3.
Nice play that time by the Spy Punters. Good execution. Gascoigne gave Corrales the pick. Defense collapsed, and he found the open man who nailed the shot.
That's twice now that Arlington has answered Woburn baskets with threes. In the first half, Woburn actually took the lead, and then James Gascoigne, I believe, hit a three, and Woburn had cut it to one there. McNamara with the three, and now a little baseline drive by McLaughlin cuts it back down to one.
Nice floater by McLaughlin.
Excuse me, two. 34-32 Ponders, 5:28 to go, third quarter. McGilvery down low, no, but he'll go to the line for two as Skeffington will pick up the foul.
Skeffington got a little lost on defense there. The Tanner said Skeffington looked unsure whether they were in that matchup zone or the man-to-man, and McGilvery got lost and is rewarded with an opportunity for two.
Stephen hits the first free throw, 3 points for the senior. 1 of 2. Nice job by Swift, tapping it back out, keeping it alive, and the Ponders will get another possession up by 3. Swing pass to Corrales, takes a 3, around the rim and out. McGilvery and Swift fight for the rebound. They get Arlington another offensive possession. Great job there by McGilvery and Swift. Swift going to take a pull-up 3. It's going to be short. That ball's going to go out of bounds, and it will be Woburn ball. So a couple three-point opportunities for the Ponders go by the wayside.
Those are the shots they're going to get against that zone, and when you have those shots, Coach Bowler would dearly like to see them go down.
4:44 remaining third quarter. Arlington holding on to that 3-point lead.
Arlington switching into a zone themselves.
McLaughlin from way downtown, no. Corrales comes up with the loose ball for Arlington. 4.5 minutes remaining third quarter. 35-32 Ponders.
Man-to-man, both teams matching up their defenses, mixing up.
Quayle on Gascoigne. And now McNamara able to get to the 10, puts it up the window with the left hand, count it, and a timeout will be taken by Arlington.
McNamara doing damage in there with the among the trees. I'm very impressed with his ability to kind of get off shots when he gets to the rim. He knows when to use his right hand, when to use his left hand, when to pass. He's been kind of a little guy his whole life, I suppose, and so has a lot of practice, but it's certainly a skill that's serving him well here at the varsity level.
So as we have seen many times in the 11-year tenure of Coach Bowler, he likes to take a timeout when something good happens, readjust, maybe change defenses here, get his players a blow, and that's exactly what he's done here with 4:16 remaining in the third quarter and his team up by 5. Each team now has taken 2 timeouts. Woburn took 2 within the first couple minutes of the first quarter, and now Arlington has also taken 2.
It's interesting to watch both teams switch up their defense here, Don. I think the Spy Ponders didn't do much of that in the first half, but have come out and mixed the zone and the man. Woburn, of course, has been doing it all game, and that pressures the team with the ball to kind of recognize what they're going up against, recognize it quickly, and get into the right offensive set. And now we have the full court. Ponders were doing a full court trap earlier in the game. That time it looked like they picked up full court man-to-man.
And Bennett commits a double dribble violation, so on the turnover, it will be Arlington ball. Chance to add to their 5-point lead. So Coach Bowler would like to see this lead get extended here entering the fourth quarter, almost halfway through the third quarter. Swift bottled up, gets rid of it to Corrales, 12 on the shot clock. McGilvery just inside the 3-point arc, rolls it in.
Wow, that rolled around a long time there.
It's about an 18-foot shot from McGilvery. 5 points for Stephen. Arlington lead back up to 7. Here comes Skeffington to the hole, no. Missed opportunity there for the Tanners as Skeffington went strong to the basket but couldn't lay it in.
Good job by McNamara recognizing he did not have numbers. Pull it out and we'll set up the offense.
It looked like Swift was grabbed a little bit there. Now McNamara takes a three-point shot around the rim and out. And on the rebounding action, a foul will be called against Arlington's Stephen McGilvery. That'll be his third and the fourth on the team. So checking into the Arlington lineup will be number 10, Miles Hess. Also number 35, Jelani Joshua checks into the lineup. Nick Corrales checks out, as does McGilvery with those 3 fouls.
Looks like a full court zone will fall back into a half court zone.
3:03 remaining third quarter. Ponders by 7. A little floater there by Bennett, no good. Ball knocked out of bounds by Woburn. Arlington ball.
Full court pressure this time from Woburn. Brendan McNamara will have no problem with that.
Gascoigne baseline drive, spins, tough turnaround shot, no. They're going to say that Skeffington got him on the shooting arm, and James Gascoigne will go to the line for 2.
I like that little two-man game on that side of the floor between McNamara and Gascoigne. I'm not sure that Woburn can really deal with that.
Well, Gascoigne has been scoreless here in the second half. I'm sure Woburn at the half made the adjustments to put the shutdown on James and see if anybody else from Arlington can beat him, as James has his first point of the second half after having 18 in the first half. He knocks them both down. 20 for the senior tri-captain. And now as Elon Signs Grant checks into the Arlington lineup, Coach Tom Sullivan will take a timeout, his third.
Spy Ponders getting a little separation, now up 9. It's been a good half for them. Nothing's come really easy for them, but so far in this half they're answering the call, making shots, making it difficult for Woburn.
And here you get a good look at the full Arlington High School cheerleading roster as they perform here during this timeout. Seniors Sophia Tiezzi, Jackie Dragna, Megan Nignanelli, Kara Smith, Aliyah Hill, Faith Griffin. 3 juniors on the squad are Antonia Delarusso, Molly Hankinson, and Sarah Santasuaso. 5 sophomores on the squad: Sophie Mincello, Vivian Ruiz, Cami Patterson, Eleanor Krigsman, and Ava Morales. And 1 freshman on the roster is Amanda Johnson.
Good crowd here tonight at the Taz.
Yep, you're going to have that little crossover crowd as the boys' crowd is still here and the girls' crowd coming in. So smart fans will take advantage, and I believe it's 1 admission price gets you 2 games here tonight at the Taz.
It's a price performer.
Yep. And so those that are coming to see the girls' game will catch the end of the boys' game, and I'm sure some of the fans of the boys' team will hang around for the girls' action, which Rob will be bringing you. We're waiting for the arrival of Scott Zwick for that broadcast. A baseline drive by Bennett. He kind of threw it up there blindly, couldn't get it to roll, but he's fouled on the play. He'll go to the line for 2.
Kind of danger time here for Woburn, down 9 deep in the third. They need to get some buckets and get some stops if they're going to stay close in this ballgame.
I think this could be Arlington's largest lead of the game, 41-32. Jelani Joshua picked up that foul, his first, 5th on the team, so Spy Pond is getting close to being in the penalty for the remainder of the game. And with the full 4th quarter and 2:14 in the 3rd quarter, a little bit early for that. 1 of 2 for Bennett. Bennett now with a Duzini, high point man for the Tanners.
It'll be interesting to see if Coach Bowler takes out James Gascoigne at any point before deep into the 4th quarter. In the first half, it did not work out as well.
Miles Hessen, the Arlington lineup, tried to make that pass to Brendan McNamara. Nice steal by the Woburn player. I believe it was Quayle on the steal. And it was Barry, strong to the basket, no. Rebound fought for Hess, tied up by Joseph Gattuso, and good sportsmanship there by Gattuso, helping Hess up after they tussled for that ball. And on the held ball and the alternating possession rule, it will be Tanner ball. Philip Cherry Jr. into the Arlington lineup, replacing Miles Hess. So it's McNamara, Cherry Jr., Signs, Grant, Joshua, and Gascoigne, the 5 for the Ponders. 6 on the shot clock for the Tanners. Tough turnaround jumper by McLaughlin. No. Gascoigne has the loose ball. And Arlington can push it. They can have the numbers if McNamara goes. Brendan McNamara spins. It looked like it was knocked away from behind by Kyle Bennett. Nice defensive play by Bennett. Both teams with a lot of deflections and hands in passing lanes and hands on dribbling penetration. Good defensive game tonight. There's another one right there. Gascoigne as Bennett went into the traffic, and another steal, back-to-back steals by the teams. Here's McLaughlin. Another steal. This time, though, McNamara was caught with his hand in the cookie jar. That'll be his 3rd, I believe, and the 6th on the team.
Kind of taking on the character of a hockey game. A lot of action, a lot of movement, a lot of change of possessions.
And not much scoring.
No scoring,
No
right?
scoring. There you go.
Yeah. We've been stuck on 41-33 for a while. Before that, 41-32.
Yep. And indeed, that is, what a nice inbounding play from the sideline. Gattuso, a little jump hook, and he has it. Joseph Gattuso with his first basket of the game. The Spy Ponders lead is just 6. Looks like Woburn goes back to zone, a 1-2-2, or perhaps a 3-2, if you will. Cherry Jr. tried to get it to Joshua. Ball's knocked away. Nice bounce pass by Bennett. Quayle ahead of the pack, unable to come up with it. Joshua has it for the Ponders. And here come the Ponders the other way. Elon Signs Grant will get it back to Nick Corrales. And Arlington can sort of hold for a final shot. There's about a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. One thing Woburn doing on this 3-2 zone, if you will, is they're putting up one of their taller players, Ryan Quayle, at the top of it. Corrales fakes, 6 on the shot clock. And that's an unfortunate foul there for Woburn and a break for the Ponders as Woburn commits the foul with about 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Arlington now can run out the quarter. And the 4th team foul against the Tanners.
Coach Bowler was very upset during that position, normally mild-mannered, yelling at the players, not liking something that he saw in how they were attacking that zone.
Gascoigne takes that shot with about 8 seconds to go on the clock. Now there's 2 seconds left. Woburn should be able to get off a final shot. Bennett throws it up. No, it would not have counted anyway as he attempted that shot after the horn ending the 3rd quarter. So at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's Arlington 41 and Woburn 35.
And so Woburn continues to hang around here, down 6 going into the 4th quarter, missing their best player, Ryan Ludwig. They have to like where they stand, and the Spy Ponders are playing okay, but they got separation and they weren't able to kind of capitalize and really put the Tanners away. Sets up a exciting 4th quarter. As we see the cheerleaders do backslips there, very athletic play at midcourt there by the cheerleaders, and the training staff by Arlington was watching that one very closely, but she landed on her feet.
Just got that rotation in at the last second. So each team scored 10 3rd quarter points. Spy Ponders maintained the 6-point cushion that they had at the half, 41-35. If they do things the way they should here in the 4th quarter and execute, they will have regular season victory number 50 in a row here at home.
A little better ball movement on this possession. I think that might have been what Coach Bowler was objecting to on the last possession.
Philip Cherry Jr. with a baseline jump shot, no. Signs Grant went for the rebound. Arlington has to be careful in not being too aggressive on the boards. They have 16 fouls, and you really don't want Woburn, as a traveling violation is called against Gattuso, you really don't want Woburn going to the line a lot here in the 4th quarter and chipping at the Arlington lead with the clock not running. If Woburn wants to score baskets, good luck to them. They'll deserve it, but try not to put them on the line here in this 4th quarter, especially on needless reach-in or rebounding fouls.
1-2-2 zone.
It's been effective. Ball's kicked out of bounds. And in Federation rules, which is what we play here, that is a full shot clock reset for the Ponders. I know a lot of the private schools will play with the college rule, which is a little bit different.
See what the Tanners do this time? It will be, it looks
Changed.
like it will be a zone.
Yeah, they went to the 2-3.
Now it's a matchup.
Yeah, matchup. Looks almost like a man-to-man with the matchup. And again, good defense by Woburn. Gascoigne's getting it in the post this half. Most of his points in the first half are from the perimeter. That time they tried to get it down to him on the block, and he was immediately triple-teamed by the Tanners.
That was the adjustment at halftime. If he gets the ball, everybody's going to sell out to James Gascoigne.
Definitely. 15 on the shot clock. Inside to Joshua. Ball knocked away by Quayle. Joshua to the basket. He'll be called for an offensive foul. Give credit to Joseph Gattuso, number 11, getting the position and taking that hard foul.
Joshua caught that time, really had nowhere to go with it, did all he could. Spy Ponders, I think, need to do a little bit better job recognizing the defense and getting into the right offensive set.
McGilvery and Swift back into the Arlington lineups. Now Arlington with 4 of their 5 starters in the game with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. McLaughlin had it knocked away temporarily by Corrales. A little bump there by Cherry. Got away with one there, I think. 6 on the shot clock. Woburn way outside. They're going to be hard pressed to get a good shot. Corrales with the steal. Nick Corrales to the 10. Lays it in.
Great job by Nick Corrales. Pilfered one again. He is so nifty with his hands. You can't lose Nick Corrales because he will do exactly that. That's about the 3rd time this ballgame where he's picked a pocket. That time he was all the way to the tin with a clean look.
And I'll tell you, Woburn was in trouble shot clock wise to begin with, and then Corrales able to just come in and pick that pocket and improve the Arlington lead to 8. First basket of the game in the fourth quarter for either team, as we've played about 1:35 seconds, and Nick Corrales extends the Arlington lead to 8 with 6:25 to go.
Really, the game started to slow down from a scoring perspective about halfway through the third quarter. 43-35 is a low-scoring game by for both teams, and in a low-scoring game, an 8-point lead is pretty solid. But if you're the Spy Ponders, you want to keep the pedal to the metal.
Well, Woburn, unlike the game on Tuesday night where we felt like Cathedral High School didn't really have the 3-point shooters to get them back into the game with a couple of possessions, Woburn does possess players that can do that. I think both Bennett and McLaughlin are able to hit a couple of threes. Woburn could be back in this game in a matter of seconds in 2 possessions. So Arlington might have to think about defending the 3-point shot.
That's what happened in the JV game just before this one. 1-point win for the Spy Ponders, but Woburn was down a little bit, hit a couple of 3-pointers. Next thing you know, it's a ball game.
Number 4 for Woburn is in the game. He is not on our score sheet, so I apologize for that, but we do not have down number 4 for Woburn. If he wears a different jersey than his home jersey. Now 3-point shot in the corner, around the rim and out, and that was Bennett. Now in the rebounding action, a foul is committed by Woburn. And that'll go against number 10, McLaughlin, his first, 5th on the team. And Arlington now with 17 fouls, so Woburn is in the bonus for the duration of the game. They still have one more to the Tanners to give defensively before Arlington's in the bonus. Baseline Gascoigne, now they come with the double team.
Potter's moving the ball quickly here, what they need to do against this zone.
10 on the shot clock. McGilvery fakes, goes to the left, flips it up, no. And McGilvery's got to be careful. They don't want to foul down here, Steven. A little muscle tussle. Corrales with the steal. Nick Corrales lays it up, gets hit, no call. Coach Bulla can't believe that non-call. Now Bennett going to kick it to Barry. Barry's going to take the 3, no. McGilvery with the rebound. The Ponders are going to slow it down here and take off some clock with 5:14 to go in the fourth quarter, and they have an 8-point lead.
Once again, Nick Corrales with a little bit of larceny. Too bad they didn't finish. Ball's getting stuck here a little bit. Last possession was much quicker movement. There we go.
Shot clock, Nick Corrales for 3, and he nails it. A big 3-point field goal for Nick Corrales. And Arlington now with their largest lead of the game, 11 points, 46-35 with 4:52 to go.
Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Spy Ponders, and Nick Corrales being denied at the rim a couple times splashes home a 3.
And Arlington used, 26, 27 seconds of the shot clock before he took that three, so perfect possession for the Ponders. Here's unknown number 4 for Woburn laying it in. 46-37 Arlington, 4:29 remaining fourth quarter. Cherry Jr. double team in the corner. Gascoigne's McNamara is going to be the open three, and he hits it.
Wow. Nice shot by Brennan McNamara. He was feeling that one, and he kind of stood there, posed as the ball dropped through the hoop, and Ponder Nation breathes a sigh of relief, up 12.
That was a great job moving the ball by Arlington. It was double teamed in the corner, and I think it ended up in the hands of James Gascoigne, who found McNamara wide open in the corner for three. And if you're Woburn and you're going to double team and you're going to leave someone open, probably Brendan McNamara is the last person you want to leave open for that open three. Maybe also Sam Swift. Those are probably Arlington's best three-point shooters. We saw Nick Corrales just hit a three, which was big, but he's not really known for his three-point shooting. So kind of a mistake there defensively for the Tanners, and Arlington was able to take advantage of it.
Right. And we had been concerned about Woburn coming in and hitting a couple of threes and turning this game back around, and instead Arlington is the one who does the damage with the three ball. So upcoming games for the Spy Ponders, they'll go back on the road next week for 2 games. They'll be at at Burlington on Tuesday. That is a 6 o'clock start at the home of the Red Devils. And then on Friday the 1st, Arlington will go to Lexington High School. That's listed as a 5:15 tip-off. And as we mentioned earlier in the contest, that's going to be a big game as Arlington, Lexington, 2 of the teams tied for 2nd place in the Middlesex. I think Arlington's in the Middlesex Liberty, I believe it's called. There's 2 divisions in the Middlesex League. Some divisions call it large and small. The Middlesex is called it Liberty, and I can't think of the other. Freedom?
Freedom, thank you. 10 on the shot clock for the Tanners. Good defense by Arlington. McGilvery with great defense there. And empty possession for the Tanners, and they can't afford too many of those as they trail by 12 more than halfway through the 4th quarter.
Ponders will be content to use clock here.
Sam Swift for 3. This could do it. No. Bennett comes up with the loose ball. He gets it to Barry, and Rubin's going to be forced to push the issue a little bit here. Oh, wow. Body contact there. Officials determined that it was legal guarding position by Gascoigne. Woburn comes back and double teams and takes it away. Barry, high off the window, no. Rebound fought for. Gattuso off the window, no. Gascoigne with the rebound, and a foul will be called against Joseph Gattuso, and that'll be team foul number 6 for Woburn. So Arlington not yet in the bonus. They'll have the ball on the baseline and a full shot clock. 3:01 remaining in the game, and Arlington by 12.
So if you're Woburn, there's a time in the ball game when you need to take some risk defensively. If you want to win this ball game, chances are slim, but you're going to need some steals, some stops, some steals, and some threes.
One of the officials was talking to the fans as he came up court. Some vocal Woburn fans in front of us. Baseline drive by McNamara. Tried to get it to Swift in the corner. Swift out of bounds. Will be Woburn ball.
Spy Ponders will pick up full court here. They're not going to make anything easy.
Number 15, Max Bradley, into the lineup for the first time. So I'm going to have to imagine that Bradley must be a 3-point threat, as he has not played at all here in the game. And so for him to come in the final 2:36 of the game and Woburn down 12, my guess is he's in there to launch threes. Arlington aware of that, as Swift came out for the closeout, as it looked like Bradley was going to take that three, but instead Sam Swift will pick up the foul, and that will put Bradley to the line for a 1-and-1. This is Max Bradley, a sophomore, number 15 for the Tanners, and his first free throw is good. Knocks them both down. Now a little offense-defense substitutions by Coach Sullivan as Ryan Qualey checks back into the Tanner lineup and Bradley goes out.
If you're the Spy Ponders, you want to take care of the basketball here. Throw it, pass it, don't dribble it.
It's going to be a little difficult for Woburn. They really haven't pressed much, if at all, tonight. And now all of a sudden they have to use the press. And what a tip-in by Stephen McGilvery off the missed shot by Gascoigne. McGilvery with a beautiful play, and the Ponders lead by 12. McLaughlin for three, no. Corrales with the rebound, and he is fouled on the play.
Great tip in by McGilvery with his right hand, and the clock is ticking, and the Tanners missed their shot, so this one is starting to look like it is time to put this game in the refrigerator.
2:08 remaining, Ponders by 12. Foul committed by Woburn, and I don't know if that was a fifth foul on the player because Woburn team is huddled with Coach Sullivan. And I'm not sure why the officials allowed that, quite honestly.
This is a game that the Spy Ponders needed to have on their home court here for their 50th win in a row at home to maintain possession of second place in the conference, but Woburn has not made it easy on them.
You know, I'm thinking number 4 might be number 24, Anthony Morales, because that player just committed the foul and he came out of the game. And perhaps Anthony Morales had blood on his uniform or ripped his uniform. Or something must have happened because that's exactly who that is. I'm finally realizing who that is now. And that was Anthony Morales, who has fouled out of this game. Bradley, who came in to shoot threes, missed that one from the corner. And now the Spy Ponders can use the clock as their friend. Under 2 minutes remaining in the game, Ponders by 12. So Morales switched uniforms, was 24, became 4, and now has 5 fouls. Gascoigne sets the pick, Swift to the basket, throws it up, no. He's fouled on the play, and probably not a great foul there by the Tanners as Swift was in a little bit of trouble there. He was going to have to make a very difficult shot, but instead the Woburn player bails him out, and Sam will go to the line for 2.
Quiet night for Sam, but he is such a solid team player, I think. The team didn't need a night ball, didn't find him, he didn't force it. Like to see that. Made a big 3 in the first half, if I recall.
Yeah, no, Sam with just 2 points here.
With just 2 points tonight?
Yeah. Around the rim and out for Sam. So the lead remains 12 with 1:32 to go in the game. Philip Cherry Jr. back into the Arlington lineup, and he replaced Stephen McGilvery. Oh, nice entry pass there to Allen. Blocked from behind by Swift, out of bounds. It will be Woburn ball.
Swift heard us talking about him, says, I'm going to make a loud defensive play there, swatting the ball out of bounds.
Now quickly, Woburn will try to get a substitution. The officials allow it as Quayle checks out of the lineup and Skeffington back in. Allen trying to get that position on Gascoigne. He gets it down low. Ran out of real estate, and McNamara with the steal. Little bump there by the Woburn player. Officials allow play to continue. Arlington with the 12-point lead coming up on the final minute of this game. One minute remaining, and Arlington looking like they are going to get regular season home victory number 50 in a row. In and out for Nick Corrales on that three-pointer. Still remain a 51-39 lead for the Ponders. Bradley, awkward-looking shot, hits the 3, and that's what they brought him into the game to do. Not much spin or rotation on that shot, but he knocked down that 3, and Woburn will take their final timeout.
They're going to play down to the final whistle here, and good, nice opportunity for Bradley, and he makes the most of his opportunity. The Spy Ponders, though, are tonight going to walk away with a victory. So, like say, doors closed, lights are out, eggs are cooling, Jello's jiggling, butter's getting hard.
Sounds good to me. I leave my butter out in the wintertime just so you can spread it more easily. That's such a good strategy in the summer when it's 80 degrees out, because then it tends to melt really quickly. But yeah, I leave it covered in a nice little Tupperware thing, and this way it spreads more easily for me.
Well, I stole that from
toast.
I stole that sequence from Chick Hearn and the Los Angeles Lakers out on the West Coast. So there needs to be some kind of a soup metaphor, I think, out here on the East Coast.
Well,
although it certainly is warm here on the high above the southern sideline
boy.
where we're standing.
The butter would be melting if we were up here, I'll tell you that much right now. And the Jello would not be hard. And what was the other one?
Melting, Jello jiggling.
Would not be jiggling.
Eggs would be rotting.
You wouldn't want to be eating those eggs. So you steal from Chick Hearn, and Scott steals from Tommy Heinsohn.
You gotta do a little pilfering, Don.
And I think we all steal a little bit of a certain age that I am, of a little bit of Johnny Most up here.
There you go.
You know, a little fiddling and diddling and Big Bang and all that stuff, and not Bing Bang, but just bang, and someone hits a jump shot. Johnny Most was famous for that one, of course.
Havlicek steals the ball.
Havlicek stole the ball, but many nights listening to the game without my parents' permission in the transistor under the pillow. That was when it was fun.
Man, me as well.
Sam Swift at the line again. No luck for Sam, and a violation committed by Woburn. Oh, what a...
You had a transistor. I had a little 2x2 transistor.
Oh, yeah.
I would put it under my ear. I'd listen to Dodger games. Vince Scully.
Really?
Yeah. Get to stay up real late when you listen to a baseball game.
So again, Sam comes up empty at the free throw line. McLaughlin's going to take the three. Back rim, no. Now the shot clock is off. I don't know if Woburn will foul. Yes, they do. And Skeffington will commit it. And Brendan McNamara says, well, thank you very much. I'll have a chance to go to the line for 2 shots and grab a couple more points on my point total for the game. So as I mentioned earlier, Arlington on the road next week for those 2 games against Burlington and Lexington. Next home game for the Spy Pawns will be on Tuesday, February 5th at 6 o'clock. McNamara hits the first free throw. I will not be here for that game, nor will I be here for the game on the 8th against Winchester. I'll be here for the home finale on Tuesday the 12th against Belmont, as I am going on my annual winter hiatus.
And would you disclose the location, Don?
We will be going to the island of Antigua this year.
You must be a veteran Antigua goer, because I would call it Antigua.
Nope, we've learned that a long time ago. There's no, that U is silent, so it's just Antigua. McNamara hit both free throws. Arlington with another steal, not just a matter of winding this clock down. I doubt Woburn will foul, and Arlington can just dribble it out, and they'll win this game by 11 points. Well, as we watch the final seconds tick away, let's run down tonight's scoring leaders for the Tanners. Kevin Barry had 5 points. Ryan Quayle had 4. Joseph Gattuso had 2. Max Bradley had 5. Thomas Skeffington had 2. High point totals for the Tanners. Dylan McLaughlin with 10 and Kyle Bennett with 12. For the Spy Ponders, Jelani Joshua, Sam Swift, Elan Sines Grant all had 2 points. Stephen McGilvery with 7 points. Nick Corrales with 5 points. Brendan McNamara with 15. And the high point man for the Spy Ponders and tonight's ACMi player of the game, James Gascoigne with 20 points, 18 of them in the first half, when Arlington established the lead and really never looked back. Final thoughts from you, Rob?
Great win for the Spy Ponders. They played another close, tough game, but they came up big when they had to. Onward into the road next week, and see if they can take care of Lexington and get sole possession of second place.
So that will wrap things up here for Rob and I and our cameraman Alex Van Thong. Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to have a quick word with Coach Bowler, but right now I'll remind you the final score here tonight. Arlington High School Spy Ponders 53 in the Woburn High School Tanners 42. Thanks for joining us.